a lot of Iowa fans are not used to winning, which is down 11 in the third quarter. I don't know of a better word than trust, but like, has that given you guys trust in each other, the defense trust in the offense, and vice versa? Like, hey, we can win these games from 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 behind that you haven't won much before.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we always try to talk about is trying to get a lead early and play with the lead. But obviously that didn't happen on Saturday. But it gives us a lot of confidence knowing that we can come back from deficits like that. Gives a lot of confidence in our defense to know that our offense has their back, and if they're not having a great day or having a bad couple of series, that we'll be able to have their back like that. And in the past year, games like that haven't been able to been won, but to do that on Saturday was a big win for us and a big step in the right direction for this offense and for the season.
Minnesota had 9 sacks. How is your ability to scramble going to help you? Or do you rely? Can you maybe rely too much on that?
Yeah, I think the ability to scramble is going to be important, but what I think is going to be even more important is just being able to get the ball out quick. Getting the ball out quick, making quick decisions so that the defense doesn't even end up affecting you. I'm going to have time to have, with our offensive line, I'm going to have time to have three-step drop and a hitch into every single throw. So I should be able to make decisions, read a couple guys, and be able to make plays out there with that kind of blitz and the pressure that they're giving us.
You expect a loaded box, I assume?
A loaded box on some run plays, but definitely on their third down stuff. They like to bring the heat. They like to blitz. So we're expecting that on a lot of those third downs.
How's the knee feeling after 130 rushing yards?
It felt pretty good on Sunday. It's still not back to 100%. Still trying to rehab, be in the training room as much as possible. But it still continues to progress and still feels better every single day I come out here and practice.
When you look at this offense, running game is clicking. Passing game, does it still feel like, man, we're taking steps, but it's just still kind of, slowly getting to where you want it to get to?
Yeah, and I didn't think the passing game was not great on Saturday, but we were running the ball so well, so we just kind of kept it to that side of things. But I feel like we're working on a lot of things in our pass game. We're practicing. We're working on it after practice, getting some extra reps with the receivers. So I feel like there's times where it's stepping in the right direction. But we just got to go out there and execute. And we talk about what we need to do, and sometimes I'm not on the same page with the receivers, so we just got to kind of come back to the drawing board, talk about the things that we missed, and really just have a better plan, go out there and execute at a higher level when we're out there.
With the knee, are you expecting to get back to 100%, or is it maintaining? Where are you at with that?
Repeat that one more time.
Yeah, sorry. Your knee, are you expecting it to get back to 100% at some point this season, or are you just trying to maintain? Like, where are you at?
Yeah, and it's always difficult when you're playing so many games in a row. And what I'm looking forward to is this bye week coming up next week. Obviously, we still have to focus on this week, go 1-0 this week. But I think that bye week's going to be huge for my health, a lot of other guys on the team's health, and hopefully get back to 100%. That's my plan. So.
When you look at executing better, you had a couple penalties last week. How much is that brought up this week? Just execution.
The penalties wise, we don't have a huge talk about it. I feel like this is just a really good disciplined team as a whole. When we do have false start penalties or like mess ups in practice, coach always makes us redo it. Always making sure that we're doing it right while we're practicing. We're not doing anything wrong out there. And I think it's just the culture here that Coach Ferentz always brings about. And we have I think we're the least penalized team in the country right now. So I think it's just the discipline and the guys that just are really always focused on doing the right things out there.
Are there any personal connections you have in this Iowa-Minnesota rivalry? Anybody that you know on that Gopher roster at all?
I don't think there is, no.
Okay.
It seemed like the start to the Penn State game was almost a carbon copy of the Indiana game. I know that it's not all on you necessarily, but what do you feel like you guys have to do to just, I guess, get off to a faster start when you have the ball first?
Yeah, what I really like is that coach really has the confidence in us that he wants to have the ball give us the ball first, and I know there's probably some statistical reason of why he does it. That'd be a question for him. But I enjoy it. I like having the ball first, and we ended up running that play. That was my favorite third down call that we were for that game, and we ran it to perfection. We had the guy open. Obviously, Jacob Gill didn't finish the play, so sometimes that happens. It's an unfortunate event, but we just got to be able to work out, just having confidence in that first drive that we're going to go down and score, and then also on the same thing, I think just some of the receivers maybe have to maybe just like envision having success on the first couple plays, get settled in early, maybe get a couple easier receptions to start off the game so everyone can kind of get settled in and get going.
When you have a game where your opponent shows 9 sacks working correctly on film, does that help in a sense of knowing what to expect when things go wrong for you guys and how to adjust to avoid a sack, or is it make it harder in a sense of like you guys are trying to figure out a different way to maybe stop them?
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's helpful or not helpful, but I think it's important to see that when they were playing against them, I thought that the quarterback they were playing against may have held the ball a little bit too long in some certain situations. Obviously, that defensive line is really good. They bring in a lot of great defensive ends that are all playing up there. They're bringing a ton of blitzes, playing a bunch of games. Their coordinator had them dialed up that game. But as long as we're getting the ball out quick and our offensive line is playing to the capabilities that they've been playing, I think we'll be good to go on Saturday.
How familiar with this Floyd character are you? The pig trophy that sits on, I don't know where it sits in your facility, but how familiar with the rivalry too are you?
To be honest, I'm not too familiar with the rivalry as a whole. I mean, I've seen the hog, the pig that's been sitting there in our front. I don't know, I'm going to call it a foyer, but just like the entrance to the building every single day. So we walk by it every single day, and it's sitting in our weight room right now. So whenever we're walking through there, we're seeing it. But I'm really excited. A lot of the guys in the team said this has always been a really fun game. There's been some close matchups in the past, and I think it's going to be a really fun one on Saturday, especially in Kinnick.
When you were playing like youth football as a quarterback, what was your running? Did you run a lot, like growing up?
I did. I mean, my 2 favorite players growing up was one Mike Vick, runner, and then Tim Tebow as well. Tim Tebow was one of my also favorite players, and he was a great runner, and he could throw the ball well at college, and he won a lot of games for the Florida Gators. And I kind of modeled my numbers were after them. I was always 7 or 15 growing up, and so those were my favorite players, and I liked watching them try to resemble their game.
Curious, among all the hats that you wear, kick return, punt return, running back, receiver, like either what's your favorite, or what do you enjoy the most, or do you feel like you excel the most? What's the most difficult?
I think punt return is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
And I'd say kick return is difficult. And then, I mean, the receiver and running back pieces have been coming together. And, I mean, when you have great blockers like I do, it's pretty easy to score in certain scenarios. I mean, you guys saw that last week with the jet sweep. So it's, I mean, I enjoy all of it, and hopefully it all keeps coming.
What is it about, like, punt return that you enjoy, or why is kick return the most difficult?
I just feel like it's punt return, it's kind of a big turning point in the game most of the time, and I mean field position is huge in every game, and I feel like every week I know our unit, I'm super confident with everybody in our unit, and I know that if they allow me to get time to get the ball, that we can get good field position to score on offense. So that's probably why it's my favorite. And then kick return, I mean, there's very limited returns that some kickers give. It's this week's kind of one of them. He kicks it out of the back of the end zone, so it kind of limited for that, but yeah.
What do you feel like makes Mark such an effective runner?
I think his vision. I mean, I kind of gave him crap too. He got hawked down, but that guy was flying last week. But I mean, his vision, and I mean, when you have great running backs like we do, and they can pull eyes away, and I mean, he can move too. And you guys saw it last week. I can't remember how many yards he had. 100 some. But 130, yeah, as a quarterback. So I mean, it's just another running back there. So it's a huge help for the offense when you have a guy who can do that.
What do these games against Minnesota come down to?
Just, I mean, basic fundamentals like every week, and I mean, we look at them the same as every other opponent, and they're going to come in, play super tough, and we know they'll be ready for the game. It's a trophy game, so we're all super excited and ready to go, but it's just going to fall back to the basic fundamentals and doing the stuff day to day.
Does being a punt returner against Minnesota carry some special weight compared to the game a couple of years ago with the punt return against Minnesota?
Yeah. People always, they kind of joke around and tell me about that, like, hey, you want to don't fit. I think it was a ref last week. He's like, yeah, you guys have had some fair catch issues in the past. I'm like, yeah, let's just not even get into that. But yeah.
When you go back to the passing game, is there a sense with the offense that, man, we haven't really even scratched the potential, and so you know the running game's clicking, things are clicking, and you feel like, man, once we get this passing game rolling a little bit, that hey, this offense can really take another step.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said earlier, the Rutgers and UMass games were kind of I mean, you could see that once the pass game got going, it just opened everything else up. And, I mean, the running game's been going really good for us right now. So once we get the pass game going and everything's kind of flowing, we should be pretty solid.
Caden, in terms of taking the ball first, I think you guys have taken the ball first, if not every game, almost every game.
Yep.
Has it been every game?
Yeah.
Is that like a conversation that is surrounding maybe you and the fact that you're an explosive returner? I guess has there been any conversations that you've been a part of when it comes to that?
I honestly haven't talked about it. I kind of expect them we're getting in every game, and I'm like, I mean, that's kind of sort of my mindset. Like, they have confidence in me, so I mean, I'm always jacked up to go ready for the game because I know it's an opportunity to, I mean, like the Rutgers game right away scoring. So, I mean, I'm always super excited to start off the game like that.
So you prefer that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But big plays. They've gotten the ball to you in a lot of ways on offense, but I would say you still haven't uncorked a big play on offense yet, right?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Like a big play.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
8-yard touchdown.
More than an 8-yard touchdown. Yeah. No.
So what will it take to? I mean, do you feel like you're close?
Yeah, and I think we're starting to add more stuff in the pass game as well, and an opportunity, hopefully it'll come, and should take advantage of it.
Looking back at the film, why didn't it work against Penn State, getting that passing game going?
I think it was mainly because the run game was going so well for us, and I mean we kept running bubbles, and I mean they were giving it to us every time, so there really wasn't a need to go down the field, but yeah, I think the run game was kind of one of the main things for that.
How do you handle the expectations of a returner who, the spotlight's going to be on you, good or bad?
I kind of just go back to the basic fundamentals and just the stuff that got me here from day one, and I don't really ever think too much about like what anybody else thinks about me. Just fall back to my preparation and everything and go from there.
What are some of the stuff, that got you here from, community college to here?
Just kind of having, no fear and trying to return as many balls as I can. And, field position is huge in games, and I know I can affect that. And like I said, I'm super confident in the unit, and I know that if they give me time, we can really help the team out in that way.
I know you mentioned no fear. I'm not saying you ever had that at any point, but like, how do you overcome, that thing of like, hey, I could like, how do you overcome the thought of having that fear?
I kind of always just have that with me. I wouldn't say I really kind of gained it. I don't. It's kind of it's a weird thing, I'd say, but just having confidence in myself that I'm gonna catch the ball and do something with it instead of kind of thinking I'm gonna get tackled or whatnot, thinking about the negative stuff. Just kind of always thinking, just falling back to the fundamentals and the basic details and just going from there.
Remind me what your first year at Iowa was. At 22? Was that your first year at Iowa or 21?
Spring 22.
Okay. So you would have come in, was it a year after Cooper that you would have come here, I think?
I was here with Cooper. Charlie Jones just left.
Right.
When I got here.
Or like Cooper came here a year before you.
Yep.
But
He was
you
here
overlapped
before.
for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yep.
I had a chance to visit with him this last weekend, and like I was just kind of thinking about your similar styles. I don't know if you guys like would compare notes or if you feel like you learned something from him, just because in terms of being a returner, I don't know, you guys maybe share some similar qualities. You're not the tallest guys, but you've got the speed, and I know about the chicken with the head cut off thing that I know has been thrown around, but like, do you feel like you've picked up on something, or have you like picked his brain about return stuff?
Yeah, we always watched return film together, so we knew we were kind of two similar but different returners at the same time, and we talked to each other and tried helping each other out in certain aspects, and it's helped both of us in the long run. So,
is there something specifically you feel like you learned from him in his time here?
I wouldn't say there's anything specific because he helped me with multiple things. Even in the receiver room, kind of going up against them, and I was on scout team the first year, so going up against them, talking to the DBs, him, Riley Moss, whatnot, they were kind of all helping me out. And returner wise, like I said, we all had different qualities, and he's kind of helping me out. And even just watching him, some of the touchdowns he had there, just learning how to kind of read blocks or whatnot. But yeah, I'd say there's more than just one thing that he's helped me out with.
I don't know if you have any communication with him. He says that he still, tunes into just about every game. And when I was talking to him on Sunday, he was like, "Wait, Minnesota's this coming week, isn't it?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're watching."
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he's pumped up to watch the game, and he's won some redemption at home. So.
I know you mentioned it already, but because of what happened last time in Iowa City to him and whatever side you want to pick in regards to the invalid fair catch, are you thinking about that or making sure that you are, signaling clearly that so we don't have another mishap like that?
Yeah, I'm not really thinking about that, to be honest with you. But I communicate with the refs every game, and they always tell me the signal or what's valid, what's invalid. And that's always kind of in the back of my mind. But yeah, I don't really think about that at the moment.
I wanted to ask you about Frank Bierman. Who's he to you?
So it'd be my girlfriend's brother, and I room with him at Iowa Western, and we're great buddies. And he's up in Minnesota now playing tight end, so we got a little rivalry going. And I'm up 2-1 in this series, so we just got to close it out so that I can have an edge on him for the rest of my life. So that's
You said you roomed together.
Yeah.
What fun memories that stand out with you two with your time at Iowa Western?
There's plenty of memories that we have, and I don't know. I think I was eating popcorn for a movie night, and I can't remember. We had a little prank war going on for a while, and I think he ended up finding one of the pranks and then came out and slapped my popcorn out of my hand while I was watching the movie. So I kind of saw it coming, and that's just kind of one of the funnier memories. But he really wasn't too in tune with me talking to his sister at that point either. And I made a bet with him that I was going to be at his family Christmas, and he was kind of confused there. But no, it was all fun and games, and we're good buddies, and we still will be forever.
Yeah. What does it mean to see both of you now kind of elevate? You're at Iowa, you're at Minnesota, and you guys worked your tails off to get there.
Yeah, it's super surreal, and credit goes out to both of us. Coming from JUCO isn't easy, and I know we've both worked our butts off, and just to see him over there doing what he's doing, and it's just, I'm super proud of him, and can't wait to play him this Saturday.
You kind of mentioned having that, win to get a last edge. So forgive me if I'm diving too deep here, but does that mean that this is for sure your last year at Iowa, or are you still?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And I was kind of talking to Tyler. I don't know if junior college guys can go for. I think you can only get 1 year maybe out of junior college. I just thought it was as many years as you were there. So, that's why I always told everybody I had 8 more years left. But yeah.
What is it? Yeah.
I think that's the plan.
What does it mean? To kind of see the way that your final season's going so far. You've been able to, make an impact offensively, obviously on special teams. You're a little bit past the halfway point, but what has it meant so far to you?
I'm proud of how we've been doing as a team, and there's a bunch of stuff to work on that nothing's been perfect yet, and it's an imperfect game. You just have to keep going with the flow, but I'm just super excited to see where this team can go. We had a couple bumps on the road at the beginning of the year, but I'm super confident we can get to where we want to go as a team, and we're just ready to keep rolling.
How long have you been dating your girlfriend now?
3.5, a little over 3.5 years, almost 4, so a while.
Yeah, so since you, JUCO? Or since you got to Iowa?
Since I got to Iowa.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah. She's the one who slid into the DM, so if we already had this conversation. I had this conversation with him. I'm like, you get mad at me, because it was right after we left, and then started talking to her here, and I'm like, she's the one who initiated the conversation, so you can't get mad at me.
Yeah.
You like an explosive run play over an explosive pass play?
Absolutely, because seeing the running back run through the hole untouched anytime, as an offensive lineman, you love to see that. So when they do that, they break away for a big run. You feel pretty good about yourself. So absolutely, Ron.
Thank you.
You got that pancake against zero I saw on one of Kamari's runs. Did that feel good?
Absolutely. I love getting to the second level. Anytime I can get into space a little bit and do that, it's just a lot of fun, especially as an offensive lineman. Just getting to the second level. Anytime you get a pull or something like that, you get in space, just to see how athletic you are. That's kind of what we like to do. They say we're not athletes as offensive linemen, so anytime we can do that and make a play, it's a lot of fun.
I know Mark's getting all the praise, rightfully so, but Kamari, 4 games back, he's averaging total, I think, over 100 yards a game between running and receiving. And just having a kid like that who, got his first reps somehow Western Michigan was 2 years ago, and he looked like a 17, 18-year-old kid out there. And just to see his growth physically and in the game and just, really turn into a Big Ten back, what's that been like?
Yeah, I mean, just you see the way he operates at practice and the smile he brings to every single day. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him not smiling, honestly. Just super happy and loves being here, loves playing football. And you want to block for guys like that, and then to see him fight for every single yard out there, man, it just makes it easy. It really does. And I think he's infectious amongst the whole offense because you see the way he does things. He does things at practice like, okay, this guy's going hard. I want to go hard for him. And just the character he has and his approach towards everything, I'm not surprised to see the success that he has just because of how he's done things since he's got here on campus, honestly.
You've seen a lot of big wins at Kinnick. Just Saturday night, that energy felt a little different. I don't know if it's just because of the type of game it was or what, but just like, what did a win like that mean to you as a guy who's been a part of a lot of wins here?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you face adversity, you get punched in the mouth, and, we were tasting blood a little bit, down 11 points going into the third quarter, right? It's tough, but, who are you going to be? Those are the games you live for right there. Are you going to come back or are you going to shy away from the challenge? And, we put things together, came out with the win when all odds were stacked against us, and, that's awesome. Those are the ones you want. I'd rather win a game like that than win a game, 37-0 or something like that. You know what I mean? It just makes it so much more worth it when you're fighting and clawing and, digging ourselves out of a hole that we dug ourselves into. It's just so much fun. And, to do against a really good Penn State team, I mean, they're a really good team, despite what their record might say, like the guys they have on their roster and things like that. It was a challenge, and, that's what made it so much fun.
I guess what's that show for you? I mean, you've seen the progression of the offense for the last couple of years, but how good did it feel that the offense, you guys were down 11, but the offense was the thing that really, and defense held it down.
Absolutely.
The offense was the one scoring the points.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were able to come back from that. I guess does that just show the progression of kind of when you started playing center to this year and just progression as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, it's just about going out there and having belief that you're going to score. Like, I knew when we stepped out there for, what we thought was going to be a 4-minute drive that we were going to go down and score. And, here we go, first play, Mark breaks the 67-yard run or whatever he does. But, I mean, it's like we had full belief that we were going to score on that drive. And, just believing in each other and just going out there and, like, having fun. I mean, those are the moments you live for. Like, I'm standing there listening to the chants, of Kinnick Stadium. It doesn't get better than that. I mean, it really doesn't. And, we stepped out there, full belief in each other. You looked in everybody's eyes. They knew we were going to score. We were going to make it physical. It was going to be tough. So, I mean, that drive right there, that run, I wasn't surprised at all. I knew we were going to score on that drive.
I didn't get
Minnesota this week. Floyd is on the line. You like these games? You like these rivalry games that kind of amp up a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I say I love every game, just the opportunity to go out and compete against somebody else. And it's definitely a trophy game, but we kind of try to take the same approach to every game as if, let's say, we're playing the number one team. That's the best team we're going to see all year so far. Every week, that's the approach we kind of take.
You got a favorite memory from the Iowa-Minnesota rivalry over the last few years?
Only the times when we won. I say those are the best memories.
I feel like this defense continues to take steps every week. It seems like it is forcing turnovers, getting big stops.
Yeah, I would definitely say we're taking steps every week. Coaches are emphasizing, come out, get better each and every single day, and we preach to our players or the DB room and just all across the board. Like, we can always give more. No matter how good we're doing, good, bad, or indifferent, you can always give more.
One of your old teammates is a Gopher now.
Mm-hmm.
John, have you talked to him?
Nah, he had hit me a little while ago asking me about, I think it was like the Rutgers receivers or something. I got back to him a little late. But, no, I haven't talked to him recently. But, love that guy. But, he's on the other side, and, I don't like him right now. So.
I want to ask you about X, Xavier, in the backfield. What does he bring to a defense? He's been playing for 4 years now. What does he kind of add to your defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think he brings a lot. He brings confidence. He brings emotion, brings intelligence. He's a smart man back there. When I got him at safety, I know I just look at him and I know what call we're gonna go to, and I feel like across the secondary we all just got that bond where we kind of know what we're gonna do.
Feels like he's bringing the wood a little more hitting. It feels like he's delivering a lot bigger hits. Do you guys sense that too, that he's playing maybe with a chip on his shoulder, like just delivering more blows to people?
He's always been a hitter. Big guy, wanting to come down, stop the run. So none of that surprised me. Even during the game when I think he caused the forced fumble, I was like, oh snap! Like you heard that one if you were near it. So no, he's always been a hitter. Always been my dog, my teammate. So man, love that guy. Can't wait to see him grow in each and every single game this year.
And you tipped the pass, right, that he picked?
Yeah.
What was that like? You tipped it, you look back, he's got it, he's running.
I was
did
so
you give
hyped
him
up.
a hard time for not getting in?
Oh yeah, I was pissed. I was I came to this. At first, I was hyped up. I don't think I moved from my spot where I broke the pass up for like 10 seconds almost. But I got to the sideline, and I was yelling at him like, "Hey, like score! Like what's wrong with you? You know, you got to keep the. I don't know what the streak is of our pick six, but we keep going down at the one, and coach makes fun of us. So we just want to get to the ball to the one, but you know we're gonna get one of these pretty soon.
I think it was quarterback both times, right?
Yeah.
The tackle that made the tackle on you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So man, I don't know what we got to do, but we got to start, doing some running back drills. Make the quarterback miss or something.
Has Coach Wallace stopped chirping yet?
Nah, he's never gonna stop chirping, but that's because he expects greatness out of us, and he just wants us to see us do great, do better, and he knows we can give so much more each and every single day. So I tell him, keep chirping, and we chirp right back at him.
The era of the transfer portal does bring a kind of a new dynamic to relationships between you guys. Like you and John Nestor is a perfect example of that. Like, do you guys compare notes, share ideas with each other as long as you're not like helping each other in the, this actual game that you're going to be playing?
Not me personally, if it's not about Iowa, like I don't really care about any other program unless it's the team we're playing that week. So, I want success for John and everything he does, but, as it comes to us versus them, and that's exactly how it is, us versus them.
So did you accidentally get back to him too late on the Rutgers notes, or was that intentional?
No, I'm actually
Sunday already.
I'm actually a terrible texter. Like I'll read a text and I'll respond in my mind and try to get back as soon as possible, and then it'll just slip. But no, I meant to get back to him. But like if he ever has any questions, I'll always be gladly helpful to him. But when it comes to Iowa, I don't even want to talk to him this week.
Forcing turnovers of the past few games has been big for you guys. Started slow during the season. How has that kind of switched the confidence and the momentum of this defense when you force those turnovers?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what I said a couple of weeks ago. Like, we know it's going to come. Like, as long as we're in the right position, like just like X's pick, like I broke it up and he was in a perfect position to go out there and pick it off. So as long as we're doing our job, we know the turnovers are going to come, and not trying to do other people's jobs or force anything, just being in the right position at the right time. And as long as you're around the ball, running to the ball, then you have an opportunity to make a play.
TJ, what did you learn about your team? What did you guys learn about yourselves based on the third and fourth quarter comeback? It's something that in your 4 years you haven't really been able to do, like actually go out and make a stop and then make the comeback on offense. What did you learn about your team?
I think we learned that we're a team that is able to find a way to win games late in the fourth quarter. That was something one of our honorary captains had said, and I had preached that after the Indiana game. Like, we got to find a way to win games late. And this week last week we found a way. So that's one thing I said we definitely learned.
What goes into those fourth down stops that you guys continually to make those plays?
Yeah, I just say everything, like mental and physical toughness, focus. Like, you got to be locked in. 4th and 1, they can most of the time they want to run, but they can also pass. And just reading your keys and doing your job at the end of the day.
Was that this last week's honorary captain, or was it somebody else early in the season?
It was the Indiana honorary captain. Was it
Dan?
Yeah, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah, he was, man. Like I said, one of the best honorary captains I've ever heard. So I got it in my notebook. Like, he just said so many quotes and so many things that inspired us, and it really hurt not just me but the whole team that we couldn't finish out that game. But it also helped us and learn and grow to able to win those games late in the fourth quarter.
Does every honorary captain come in and kind of give you guys that same level of hype speech?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely say so. Most of the honorary captains we had, they always bring intensity, great wisdom, and just a lot of knowledge in that. And I really this past year I really it's tough to say, like, been really locked in to say just on taking notes and really just living in the moment, living in the present time.
Desmond King's he was with you guys in camp. I saw him back here last week. How is he helping you?
Yeah, he's been tremendous help. Like, he's just another voice that, he played the game. He knows what he sees, what we see out there, and just form of technique-wise and how to play something and how to be more patient. So he's been a tremendous help, and I'm glad Des is here.
DJ, your growth on the field's been evident, but something that's really stood out is your leadership. I mean, you guys lost a ton of leadership last year. You could basically go down the list. I guess what's been the key for you to really step up as that vocal leader, as that kind of go-to guy in the secondary? Because it does seem like now, not that you weren't before, but like when you talk, like your teammates are listening and responding to what you have to say.
Yeah, I just think that it's just how I go about my day each and every single day, just the way I work and the way I want to not only help the guys in my class and our defense, but the younger guys. Like after I'm done, I want to see the standard continue to stay the same and even grow and get higher. So I just preach to those guys that and try to be the best leader I can. You know, I never want to force anything. I just want it to be natural. Like if I don't have anything to say, then I may not always say it, but usually I try to say something and inspire these guys and make sure we're all in the same headspace so we can go out and get the mission done on Saturdays or Fridays whenever we play.
Was that
Speaking with us, how's that feel to get a conference honor like that?
It was pretty cool, honestly. Just blessed to be in the position with my teammates, coaches, and ultimately coming out with the W. So that was just huge.
How's the ear?
It's doing good. It's doing good.
How many extra stitches did you have to get on Saturday?
Lost count. Right? It was a lot more than last time. But,
Really?
Yeah,
Do you remember how many you had to get last time?
I had to get 7 last time, so I don't know.
And is it just like it's hitting your helmet's hitting? your
Yeah,
ear
something's
right?
just rubbing weird, so that's all it is.
Gotcha. Last week, we didn't get to talk to you after the game. What did it feel to have a performance like that? The interception, the forced fumble.
It was pretty exciting out there. I felt like I was flying around, able to make some plays, but at the end of the day, there's some plays out there I still think I could have went out and made, so that's the good part about having some more games. You have the opportunity to go make some more plays. So.
Do you feel like it was almost your best game here?
Yeah, probably. It was one of the better games I've played here, but I'm excited just to keep moving forward and keep having games like that.
Is there something like that where you're feeling, I don't know, more relaxed or comfortable or something like that as you're kind of halfway done with your final year here now?
Yeah, a little bit. Ultimately, I'm just giving everything I have. I got like 5 or 6 more games left in just my college career, so ultimately just giving everything I have for my team. So.
When you think about that, like in all the hoopla that followed you in recruiting and stuff, is that wild to think that it's almost over?
It is. It's kind of surreal. It's been a short time and a long time at the same time. I've gone through a lot, but ultimately just blessed in the position I've been in, so just excited for it.
I don't know if you got a chance to hear Kirk's comments about you after the game, but he was like, talking about recruiting stars and just that it's not that easy to transition to college. I mean, how do you feel like you've handled it all? So much hype and to get to this point.
I've tried to handle it the best I could. Obviously, you have expectations coming in, but you want to live up to those and exceed those. And I've tried to do that throughout my time here. Ultimately, there's been parts and places I have and parts and places I haven't. So just trying to live every day, trying to get better every day, and ultimately put the best product on the field I can.
Do you feel like you're happy with how it's gone here?
I am. Yeah. I wouldn't change it for anything. So just excited to keep trying to win games with this team and this group. So.
Anything special about this Minnesota game for you? Any kind of lasting memories from the last few years, or anything that you really are going to remember about the Minnesota-Iowa rivalry?
Really, just a chance to go play football. Obviously, it's a good rivalry. It's 2 good teams. Play a similar brand of football out there. Ultimately, the best team wins every year. So just trying to go out there, compete with our team, and try and come out with a W, go 1-0 this week.
To see both you and Deshaun get interceptions last week, what do you think it just means for you guys back there?
I think the whole unit is just going to boost our confidence. Obviously, I think 4 of us have one. Cohen's the only one that hasn't got one yet, but one will come to him eventually too. But it's a little competition we have in the DB room, trying to see who can get the most paper out there. So just trying to keep that moving forward.
And you and Graves are so close to getting in the end zone. Did you guys talk about that?
We haven't talked about it yet, but yeah, we both got down to 1, so someone got to find a way to score first. We'll see.
First time you had the ball in your hands, I think, with a chance to run since your first ever start, right? In the Music City Bowl, what was that like to just have the ball again?
Kind of just blacked out, really. Couldn't really see too much. I was just running, had the ball in my hands, just trying to go find the end zone. I ended up a little short, but happy we scored and came with the W anyway.
Did you anticipate that tip, or can you talk about your positioning on that play? Because it seemed like you knew where that was going.
Yeah, I saw a little pre-snap. He kind of looked in the direction, saw something that he liked over there. So I tried to give him a little illusion that we're going to cover 2, and I dropped down, and ultimately TJ made a good play, and it just fell in my hands. So.